So hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby, and today is the day. 2.0 World of Tanks has been announced. It's going to be coming in September. That's the big update that Wargaming has been hyping up, and we have two videos to watch. One, a cinematic trailer. Secondly, an overview of the 2.0 update. So I'm going to be giving you my raw opinion, my reaction to just exactly what we have to look forward to in update 2.0, whether it's going to be the next evolution of the game, and it's going to definitely change a lot. So without further ado, let's watch the cinematic trailer, which was just announced at Gamescom, and find out just how hype Wargaming can make the game look. Okay, so fish. Apparently fish are coming in 2.0. Snapping turtles. Yeah. Crocodiles, alligators. Is this the World of Tanks trailer? Yes, it looks like it is. What is that tank? It looks like a Kranvang mixed with a 50B. That's not a can opener. That's not a Badger. That's not a Chinese tank. That's not a Bat Chat. That's a dead T-57 Heavy. That's a 60 TP fighting it. New ramming tanks. Progetto 65 get nuked. What is that? Some rear-mounted gorilla-looking thing? Oh. Goodbye, M48 pattern. I think this must just be random events. I don't think they're going to be putting in planes into the game. Get rammed, dude. World of Tanks 2.0. And what's there to say, guys? Also on the Gamescom stage, Wargaming announced that there would be Tier 11 in the game. And we can see some of these Tier 11s. If that's not a Tier 11 mouse, I don't know what is. If that's not a Tier 11 Minotaur or a Badger, I don't know what is. That looks to be a Tier 11 Stridsvagn 103B. Maybe there, actually. That looks like some kind of a Badger freak. This one... What's that? A Type 5 Heavy? Is this a Type 5 Heavy? Is this like a Kranvang, or is this a Foch? Is this a 50B? There's so many different vehicles, so many hype tanks that it could be, guys. So on the Gamescom stage, they also announced there would be 16 new vehicles and at Tier 11 immediately. And they also said that it's going to be coming out on the 1st of September for the Asia server. So you're going to be able to test it 2 days early. And it's going to be coming out on September the 3rd for the EU server. So you do not have to wait long into September, guys. You do not have to wait long into September. World of Tanks 2.0. That's what this is all going to be about. Okay, so now that we have the announcement of 2.0, that would be enough to get me hyped. But what's crazy is that Wargaming have also revealed an overview video. So we're going to check out their overview video. I have never seen this video, so you're going to be seeing my live reaction to, wow, so many features, interface, Tier 11, rebalance, matchmaker, single mission, personal missions, new map, sound, everything. Let's go. Okay, here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. Okay.
World of Tanks 2.0 is the biggest and most important update in the game's history.
Well, let me tell you, that is a real big statement, because the biggest patch in World of Tanks history happened in 2012. It was the one that added physics into the game. But Wargaming are claiming this is the biggest and most important update in the game's history.
It marks the start of a new era.
A new era. Those are the Tier 11s, guys. New events. Bridge getting blown up on Paris. What is this? Is this all of the different tanks? Oh my word, is this what we already have? Oh. Okay, this must be the new Matchmaker. Same E50M. New hangar. New 3D customization. New Whoa, a complete new UI. A complete new UI, guys. A complete new UI. 2.0 interface and garage.
Let's begin with the all-new garage.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
The new garage reflects the scale of the changes. It's spacious and richly detailed, with contrast lighting, new music, and surround sound. Here, you can feel the spirit of preparation for intense battles all around. This is where vehicles are designed, assembled, painted, and repaired.
Sure.
All areas are united in a single complex, creating the atmosphere of a real tank factory. The garage interface has also been updated.
I don't know. Does this? It looks a little bit more mobile-y. I mean, it still looks like it has the classic World of Tanks, with you've got your reserves, your bonds, your gold, your credits. It does look a little bit more mobile-y. I'm hoping that the UI scaling will be a little bit bigger when I'm playing on a higher resolution. We'll see. We'll see.
The top of the screen has become clearer, as the game menu list has been moved to the left and stacked vertically.
That makes sense, because it is annoying to have to kind of like click multiple times to be able to try and find all of the different aspects. But to be fair, these were along the top of the screen. I had no problem being able to find them.
Just as a list should be. The vehicle's crew has been moved next to equipment, consumables, and other vehicle loadout menus. So all pre-battle preparation now happens in one place. Above.
That's better. We should be able to have that in a single click-ish. But to be fair, this was just up here before, and yeah.
The vehicle panel. The vehicle panel can now be expanded by pressing the space bar.
I like that. I like that. That'll make it easier to be able to find things. But we did have a carousel system previously. It'd be nice if you had a way to like zoom in and out with your mouse to be able to change the scale of the carousel.
Giving you the maximum information whenever you need it. In its expanded view, you can now quickly scroll through all your vehicles.
Oh, did you see that? We can now make playlists of tanks, guys.
Create your own custom vehicle lists. Just like music playlists for different moods.
You can import playlists as well. And I'm hoping there's going to be a way for you to export playlists as well. Maybe you can share them with your friends. Otherwise, what would be the point of importing a playlist if you were unable to export one for your friends as well? You know my poll website is going to allow me to copy-paste the playlist into the garage. Yep, it's coming.
The familiar...
Of course, this is the most important feature about 2.0, right? So that QuickyBaby can easily be able to import his poll tanks to the stream.
Filters still work as before.
Let's hope they've got some new filters. Is that like a non-premium one? Hopefully this is premium. Hopefully this is reward. But I really hope they have like a non-reward. I don't know what the jigsaw piece one would be. Maybe one that you need like blueprints or training on. Ones that can earn bonds or bond tanks. Interesting.
The right side of the screen contains all the latest events. In-game activities, battle pass, daily missions, all in one place. All vehicle information is now displayed in a new window. In just a few clicks, you'll find a description of its mechanics, all its technical parameters, the module research tab, and its armor layout.
Okay, this is huge. You can actually see armor inside the game. 2025, we should have had this like literally 10 years ago, honestly. Tomato GG and Tanks GG will be sweating right now at the fact that Wargaming are finally catching up. Hopefully Wargaming will also allow you to detach and fly around and be able to take a look at the angles and the armor plates and maybe have effective armor.
The new Armor tab lets you learn how to block damage effectively and where to aim to penetrate your opponent's armor.
Fantastic.
Here, you can find a detailed breakdown of the vehicle's armor, including its screens. Hover the cursor over any point to see the exact effective armor thickness at the selected angle. After the battle, you'll now have access to a comprehensive post-battle statistics screen.
It looks exactly the same as before, with all due respect. What's so comprehensive about it?
This has made the interface more functional and better organized, while retaining the existing overall logic. The new
Okay.
interface and garage are an important part of World of Tanks 2.0, but they're just the beginning of the game's transition to a whole new level.
Tell us.
That's right, Tier 11.
It's really hard to comprehend how much of a change this is to the game. What's going to happen to the competitive version of the game? What's going to happen to Onslaught? What's going to happen to Clan Wars? What's going to happen to all of these things, you know? Are the tier 10 tanks that we've all been grinding for to be able to get no longer going to be the competitive ones for us to be able to use in those top modes? Or is tier 11 going to be kind of like the cherry on top that like adds to the spice of the random queue, but the tier 10 will continue to be the competitive?
16 brand new vehicles at once.
Tier 11 will effectively be kind of like a nerf to tier 10, and also it'll be a nerf to tier 9, as tier 9 will get +2, -2. However, it will add massively to the variety, and for me, the enjoyment of tier 10, that I'll be getting lots of different kinds of matchups.
This is a major leap forward for the game, and an opportunity for you to discover a whole new layer of gameplay. This is an all-new picture of battle that you'll paint yourself. To get to a Tier 11 vehicle, research it.
It's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. 325,000? That's not that bad. But guys, everyone who's watching, go and uncheck accelerated crew training in your Leopard 1. Go and uncheck accelerated crew training in your Mouse. Go and uncheck accelerated crew training in your Grilla. Because apparently there's going to be a Hirschkaffer, a Taschenrate, and also a Leopard 120 for you to be able to get your hands on. So it looks like you need roughly about 325,000 experience for each of them.
For XP and purchase it for credits. That's all there is to it.
Did you see the price? The price was, let's rewind just a little bit. The price was 7.4 million. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. That's not that bad. I mean, when you think about the fact there's going to be 16 new vehicles, if they all cost 7.4, that is 118 million to be able to just buy them. However, you know, 7.4 million, it's not that bad. It could have been way worse. If you think about the scaling, all right? In World of Tanks, the scaling goes like this. Your like tier 9s are like 3, your tier 10s are like 6, and I honestly thought Wargaming would like double it again, and that maybe it would be 12 million. So 7.4 is not actually too bad with regards to the price of a tier 11 tank, and I think it's a fair price. Can we also take a moment to appreciate the Canonian Jagdpanzer is available for 8,300 gold? Hold on. Does that mean that the 8,300 gold for that vehicle, how much does that tank usually cost? How much does a Canonian Jagdpanzer actually cost? I mean, these could all just be placeholder. I might be digging into it a little bit too much here. It usually costs 9,500. Again, I'm not sure if this is official or if it's a placeholder, but that's a cheaper Jagdpanzer 100.
All there is...
Not Jagdpanzer 100, sorry. Canonian Jagdpanzer with a 105.
To it. 7 heavy tanks, 5 medium tanks.
Wargaming didn't really answer the question about whether blueprints were still going to be functional for your tier 11s. I've got a funny feeling blueprints might not work for tier 11s.
3 tank destroyers.
3 TDs.
And 1 light tank await.
1 light tank, that has to be German. It has to be the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen tier 11 version.
All these vehicles continue their existing tech tree branches with their...
Oh, well, we can tell. Okay. Twitch chat, write this list down for me. Write this list down for me as well. And there's also a freak here that doesn't have a tech tree. So it looks like one of the 16 tier 11s is not going to be it. So write this list down. We uncheck accelerated crew training in the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. Uncheck accelerated crew training in the Stritzwagen 103B. Make sure you, get it in the Stritzwagen 103B as well. Grilla, Badger, Batchat, 430U, M48A5 pattern, Leopard, CS63, the BZ75, T110E5, IS7, Can Opener, AMX50B, and Mouse. And then this one, we don't know what this is, but this doesn't lead on from a tech tree. So write that list down. I will post it on YouTube. Uncheck accelerated crew training in all of those vehicles I just mentioned so you can get ready for Tier 11 when it comes on September the 3rd on the European server.
Own diverse playstyles. There's plenty to choose from. Each Tier 11 vehicle has its own unique mechanic. That may be an active ability that you can use at the right moment.
Guys, did you see that? You can now use like the mini guns on the equivalent of the mouse is Tier 11. You can now have like a little double shot from the mouse's Tier 11. Dude. So you can clearly see here they fire a single at the 277, and then they use the little baby double guns on a bat chat.
Use at the right moment. A passive effect that works automatically.
Yeah, okay. Tier 11 IS-7 is going to be Ram God, apparently. Tier 11 IS-7 is going to be Ram God, guys.
A situational bonus that activates in certain conditions.
Dude, the gun heats up and increases its alpha. The gun heats up and increases its alpha. This must be the Tier 11 Gorilla.
Some boost firepower.
What is this? Hold on, what was that? I can't even comprehend what's going on right now. It looks like it's the Tier 11 430U or something.
Some boost firepower.
And its alpha damage increased as well.
While others enhance mobility.
This has to be the Tier 11 Badger, getting more engine power.
Or even reconnaissance.
It looks like the Tier 11 Rheinmetall Panzerwagen is going to be able to mark the position of blind fires. Dude, it's going to be able to tell whether it's hit a blind fire or not. Was that its allies shooting for it? Let's rewind. We have to take a look. Dude, that's his allies shooting from the side. So it looks like the Tier 11 light tanks will be able to mark positions for their team to shoot.
All of them highlight each vehicle's unique playstyle.
What the hell is this? The Imbattable. Is this the Tier 11 AMX-50B?
The new
So we've got a whole extra branch of what they're calling upgrades, which are going to be the new equivalent of field mods.
Vehicles feature an upgraded system exclusive to Tier 11, replacing field modification.
Replacing field mods? Wow. So do you have to choose which branch you go up, or can you get all of them?
Lets you make each of the 16 vehicles even more effective by improving both their base characteristics and special mechanics. When your vehicle is fully upgraded, you can unlock customization elements unique to Tier 11. A stat tracker.
Oh, that is cool. They're going to have stat trackers. Oh my god, Ayuxin's going to be happy.
Volumetric 2D styles and gun sleeves.
Cool. I mean, that's what you want from the elite rewards, right? You want to make your tank look special. You don't want it to just become like more and more and more powerful, right? It looks like they're replacing field mods with a new upgrade system, and then after the upgrade system, you can get really cool things for your tank that just make you feel special about the vehicle, but not so much just continually making your vehicle more and more OP like we could have had in Crew 2.0.
And to get all this, all you need to do is play. Play at the new tier.
Play at Tier 11, guys. 16 new Tier 11 tanks.
Update 2.0 aims to improve gameplay in all areas, and the big rebalance is a crucial part of this.
Holy
it was
crap.
broad and systematic, taking into account the introduction of Tier 11. Changes have been made to almost the entire vehicle roster. This is a complex package of adjustments that, together, will enhance the experience for every player. First, stock vehicle configurations have been...
Guys, I'm not sure about you, but I don't trust Wargaming to just the statistics of like 10 different vehicles in the game, let alone them doing the entire game at the same time. But oh my word, that could be wild.
Significantly improved. This smooths out the dips in their combat potential as you
Did you hear that? Wargaming are massively improving the stock configurations of a lot of vehicles, so you won't have to worry about burning your free experience so much anymore.
progress through tech tree branch research.
That's
the
cool.
top configuration will remain the strongest, but vehicles will now feel more comfortable to play right out of the box.
That's great change.
Second,
Great change.
the module system has been simplified. All radio modules,
It's a bit of... Oh, what's that?
apart from the top ones, have been removed.
Wow.
While suspension no longer affects load capacity.
Wow, so that means that you no longer have to slap like a durability device on a vehicle at the start just to be able to use all of the modules. So that basically means that everybody's just going to skip tracks until the end, let's be honest.
No more restrictions on modules and equipment for stock configurations.
It's fair.
This applies to all researchable vehicles in the game.
Wow.
On top of
I
that,
wonder what will happen to all of that experience we spent on radios. Probably just will disappear, I expect.
targeted improvements have been made to hundreds of vehicles across multiple tiers. Researchable light tanks have gained more hit points.
Light tank hit point buff, guys? Wow. That's pretty scary. There are some very scary light tanks out there. You know, for them to have more hit points, that's pretty out there. Doesn't look like they've done maybe every light tank, although they're not in order. This isn't like in a tech tree order, so it looks like just these are all the light tanks they've buffed.
A number of premium tanks have been improved.
Premium tanks that have been improved. What do we have here? It looks like the WZ-111. Looks like the... Is that the T-54 Heavy? The 111 with the Alpine Tiger skin. The 114 has been buffed. TL7, are you crazy, Wargaming? The TL7 is God tier. They're buffing my boy. That's crazy. TL7's going to be the new master race. Both versions of the Mutzes. Well, looks like all three versions of the Mutzes. I don't know what that tank is. Is that the CS52C with the boost? And the FCM50T might come back actually as a big vehicle. Wow.
Many underperforming Tier 10s have been buffed, including
Tessac Type 5. They're buffing the VZ55 again.
the Type 5 Heavy and much more.
They didn't need to buff the Type 5 Heavy. I'm sorry. That thing's going to be a monster.
All this will improve your experience as you progress through any tech tree branch. The big rebalance will improve the quality of battles.
Hold on, guys. Was the concept in that Tier 10 montage? We need concept buff. We need concept buff. I see Type, I see Tessac. I see... Is that the T-54 and the 121?
Performing Tier 10s have been buffed.
Is that the 140? They're buffing the 140
including
again.
the Type 5 Heavy and much more.
They're not doing the concept!
All this will improve your experience as you progress through any tech tree branch.
We needed the
big
concept
rebalance
buff.
will improve the quality of battles, especially in tandem with the new Matchmaker.
New Matchmaker.
The Matchmaker is essential for a comfortable gaming experience. To make it smarter and more flexible, we've almost completely rewritten its core, its very foundation.
Okay.
So now, battles now feature the most varied possible vehicle lineups, even when
Varied possible vehicle lineups. What, when everyone's Tier 9? Come on, Wargaming.
there are a lot of similar vehicles in the queue. Teams are more often built with a one-tier difference.
Honestly, a lot of people will like that. For me, I think it'll be a lot more boring to just see the same kinds of tanks again and again. For me, it's a little bit of a sad day for World of Tanks, but a lot of people want to see plus one, minus one, so that's what they'll get.
Vehicle roles are taken into account. For example, the Matchmaker will put a Badger against a T110E3,
Okay.
not against a Grill 15.
Okay.
Teams are...
I mean, that's just going to make it so that the teams are definitely more balanced, but it will also remove a lot of the really funky, fun situations we had, where you actually had to think out of the box and play differently. Kind of smooth braining World of Tanks a little bit, in my opinion. But if that's what they got to do to make the game feel balanced, awkward for me personally. I think it's a bad change to do this.
limited to 3 light tanks and
3 light tanks is a good change. I don't think there should ever be more than 3 lights. Honestly, I think more than 2 light tanks is bad, in my opinion.
5 tank destroyers each.
Sure. They didn't mention artillery.
Most importantly, the Matchmaker now adapts better. It reacts to the number of players in the queue, and the distribution of vehicle types, and even roles. And finds the best compromise between reducing wait times and assembling the 2 most balanced teams, with the latter always taking priority.
Okay, cool. I mean, that was like the perfect game that you see, right? You know what I mean? This is kind of like the perfect game, right? 5 heavies, 3 mediums, 4 TDs, 2 lights, and a self-propelled gun. That is the ideal. It's just so sad to see +0, -0 being just featured. It's so fun for me when there are playmakers in the game, where there are like a few top tier vehicles that then your like lower tier vehicles have to play around. Personally, for me, I think it's more interesting. But you know what? Let's see what it's going to be like in 2.0. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe it'll be the worst thing ever. Maybe it'll be the best thing ever. But for a lot of people, World of Tanks needs a big change, right? What's this? Rockets.
The world is on the brink of great changes.
Okay.
Their source is a tiny island called Nordsgar.
Nordsgar.
Your mission is to land there and infiltrate a secret base. Gather intel on a new weapon and stop the launch of a satellite carrying data.
Wow.
If leaked, it could change everything.
Operation Boiling Point is a single-player story mission that introduces you to a brand new location, Nordsgar.
Sorry, a single-player story mission.
Fierce resistance from new Tier 11 tanks awaits you. During the mission, you'll have the chance to capture the newest vehicles yourself. 3 different tanks will help you to adapt to what's happening on the battlefield. Switch up your tactics and vehicles. Utilize new abilities.
Huh. That's a little double gun on it.
Call in air support. And use all means at your disposal to stop the inevitable.
Wow.
The secrets of Nordsgar Island will lead you to Sector 3, the 3rd personal missions campaign. An all-new challenge for your skills that's drastically different from the 2 previous campaigns.
How so? Tell us. How is it different?
With new conditions and worthy rewards.
What are the rewards? What is this? Make us making it inside the garage?
The campaign consists of 3 operations.
Wow, here we go. The Windhund, which we've seen. The Dravek, which I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Apparently it's ambush, vanguard, or assistance. And then the Blackrock guys. The Blackrock. The Blackrock must be that new spare tier 11 that we saw at the very start. You know, the odd one out that didn't have a tech tree for it to lead to? It must be that vehicle. It must be that odd one out that we saw over here. This must be it. The Blackrock that doesn't lead on from a tech tree. So that's pretty crazy that the personal missions, you'll be able to... looks like you'll be able to get a new tier 11 if you're able to complete the personal missions.
Each of which is divided into 3 series of missions: Vanguard, Ambush, Assistance. Each series is completed in vehicles of corresponding roles.
Ah, so you have to play light tank or a self-propelled gun instead of just self-propelled guns this time.
No mission.
So that means that you're going to have to collect vehicles of different roles, not just nations. Very sneaky Wargaming to make us have to collect all of the vehicles in the game, huh?
Are restricted by vehicle type or nation. Just 3 general groups by role.
Ah.
The mission conditions may...
What's this? How hard is this? Block 1,500 damage while your vehicle is stationary? That's not hard. Cause 2,500 damage to enemy vehicles. That's super easy.
Not be easy, but they're all achievable.
Okay, show us one of the hard
ones. Each operation will be considered completed after its progress bar is filled. You can fill it not just through the main series missions, but also through daily and weekly ones, at any ratio at your own discretion.
Oh God! So it looks like to be able to get these season tanks. It looks like they're trying to make these personal missions almost like season battle pass tanks, in my humble opinion, where you have to either play daily or weekly to be able to complete the missions, to be able to make more progress, to be able to get some vehicles. Wow. Okay, so win 2 battles, destroy 5 vehicles. That looks a lot like the personal missions that we already have in the game for getting through a battle pass. Is this like a battle pass replacement, or is it just an addition to it?
This means
it does make sense when you think about it, that this was always such an underutilized thing by Wargaming. They put so many vehicles inside through loot boxes that one of my big suggestions was always, why not just take some of the loot box tanks and put them in to have another set of personal missions? And if they can force people to play a lot and play often, and to be able to get a lot of different vehicles, to be able to complete a whole set of challenging missions, to be able to get 3 vehicles, I think it could be a big winner from Wargaming. I wonder if the Windhund and the Dravek are premium tanks, and I wonder if the Blackrock is going to be the first tier 11 reward vehicle, or if it's going to be a premium tier 11, or if it's just going to be a regular tier 11.
you're always moving toward your goal, even if you're stuck on a tough series mission. After you complete your first operation, the Tier 8 Windhund tank destroyer will appear in your garage.
Windhund.
Awaiting you in the second operation is the Tier 10 VZ-60S Dravets heavy tank.
Ah, so it's the VZ-60S that we've been seeing so much about. So this vehicle, it's being super tested right now. It's coming to a game near you soon. So it actually doesn't have an autoloader. It's basically just like a hold down breakthrough kind of heavy. Armor-wise, it's pretty apocalyptic outside of that lower plate. So if you're able to use its gun depression and kind of go hold down, it should be absolutely monstrous within that regard for like hold down, hide your lower plate gameplay. Also, tier 8s just barely are able to penetrate it. So yeah, looking like a pretty meaty vehicle there. Ah, get rid of that. I don't want that. Yeah, how do I go back up? Okay, good.
Finally, when you complete the third operation, you'll get the rarest and probably the most coveted Tier 11 vehicle.
Wow.
The Black Rock.
Let's go.
Its characteristics are complemented by a unique firing mechanic that really makes it worth the effort.
What is it?
But no matter how outstanding the Black Rock might be,
sorry, what was
mechanic that really makes it worth the effort. By
what?
A unique
I don't understand.
Firing mechanic that really makes it worth the effort.
It looks like it's just a double shot.
Really makes it worth the effort.
It's a double shot.
Really makes it worth the effort. Really makes it worth the effort.
So it looks like it's just a double shot. So it looks like it's a bit like the MBTB. Maybe that's what Wargaming were testing with the MBTB. It looks a lot like a Griffin as well, doesn't it?
But no matter how outstanding the Black Rock might be, first and
imagine all of those people who bought the Griffin for like 1 million free experience, or had to put money in for like, he put $100 in to get the Griffin, and then Wargaming's just like, oh, tier 11 Griffin. Oh no.
foremost, it's a symbol. Cold, hard proof that you're damn good.
All right. I wonder if it's going to be as hard to get as like the 279E. Because the 279E was very much skill gated, right? Is this vehicle just going to be grind gated, or is it also going to be skill gated as well?
The island where the Sector 3 story begins isn't just the setting for a solo mission. It's also a full-fledged random battles map. Nordsgar is a new battlefield that will transport you to a Norwegian island turned secret base. The launch pad and design workshops create cover and key positions on 2 different flanks. The workshops are the arena for close-range brawls, with the overhead pass offering the opportunity to close in on the enemy.
I swear we've already tested this map back in Recon game mode. I think I played it in Recon game mode as far as I can remember, and it was a pretty okay map. So, new map coming in 2.0. It's been a while. Last time we had a new map, I believe, was in 2023.
In the center of the map, you'll have plenty of space to pick up speed, then find places to stop and spot. The launch pad has both enough space for maneuverable combat and terrain with cover. Its underground part also provides opportunities for flanking and sudden strikes.
So this is similar to like the Japanese port map. I think it works. The proxy spotting is a little annoying, but I think it works. And I think having these different levels of elevation, it can work inside the game. It's not as if it's broken and an annoying mechanic like on the Japanese port map all the time. It's okay. It can be annoying, but it can be great for opportunities.
Explore this new map and its unique atmosphere.
While playing
Find
tier
your own
11s.
ways to victory on Nordsgar.
Wow.
Another game mechanic improvement is the updated armor penetration indicator. Pressing the Y button lets you highlight the armor not only at the aiming point,
Okay. This is cheating, effectively, in World of Tanks. Look at that, guys. Look at that. It now paints where you have to aim at your opponents. Dude, I've loved everything in this video so far until this moment. This is an apocalyptic decision, in my opinion, for the integrity of the armor inside the game. What Wargaming have changed here is they've changed it effectively from it just being the pinpoint armor indicator that we have. Previously, you could still do this previously. You had a little pinpoint marker, and you could tell with either green, yellow, or red as to what chance you had to penetrate. However, this is going to be a terrible decision for a lot of situations. Let's take a look, for example, at the FV215B. If we look at the FV215B, when you're shooting at the FV215B, this is the kind of like the visual thing that you have. So the problem with the FV215B, as everyone knows, is that it has a big weak point over the side. Well, if you're an experienced player, and it's right here, it's like, see, I can't even find it now. Where is it? Where is it? It's like, oh, it's right there. See? It's like here. But like the big difference is that a lot of people won't know about that, and they won't see it until they've played against the FV215B a lot. The issue now is that, as we can see from Wargaming's video here, imagine if you have this painting on the side of an FV215B. It's going to be very, 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 very painful for a lot of players who want to kind of like just sit there and play against inexperienced players who don't know where to shoot them. It's also going to mean, I think, a lot more overmatches happen in World of Tanks. Because previously, you couldn't just get a big indicator that would tell you that you could overmatch a roof deck of a tank. I think this is, personally for me, I think this is a big mistake, but there's one definite thing that this will do, and that is it will lower the entry point for learning inside the game. Previously, players who knew about tank armor would be the ones who would penetrate all of their shots. Now you don't really have to know so much, because you can just sit still or in close range and be able to like dump a big painting thing on the enemy vehicle. And in my opinion, it's huge, guys. It's like almost the entire reticle that we're seeing here. I personally think this is one of the biggest mistakes, but from my side as well, remember, I am a very experienced player who knows all of the different tanks and all of their nuances and all of their weak points. So maybe this is just me being like a frustrated, experienced player who's thinking now that all the casuals are going to come in and all of that knowledge that I had is kind of wasted. But it's not entirely wasted, because this doesn't happen immediately. It only happens when you've got your reticle over the enemy tank for a little period of time. So if you still know about the weak point, you will still be able to find it, you will be able to snapshot, and you will have the advantage over another player. But it's just going to be, it's almost as if this is like painting by numbers, you know, now in World of Tanks. Previously, the situation is that the armor penetration indicator was like giving you a thumbs up. You had to still know where the weak point was, and then the armor indicator gave you a thumbs up when it was when it was easy to, well, no, to let you know that, yes, you can penetrate that shot. In my opinion, this system, now it's not giving you a thumbs up. It's almost like taking your mouse and it's guiding you to where it's suggesting that you should be able to fire.
But also the surrounding area. It activates with a slight delay after you stop and start aiming. The highlighting works only in sniper mode, within a small radius inside the aiming circle, and at a distance of up to 300 meters.
When we look at it there, it's not nearly so bad, right? So it's not like snipers are going to be able to see exactly where they have to shoot. So we found out it works only up to 300 meters, and we found out it's not the entire reticle unless you're like fully zoomed in close quarters combat. So it looks like it's a fixed diameter, but let's be honest, guys, that diameter is like most of a mouse turret, right? It's most of a mouse turret. So what a lot of people will probably naturally start to do is like aim towards the center of a vehicle, wait, and then they'll probably be like mousing around, no pun intended, to try and find where the point is that they can be able to penetrate. It's still a tremendous advantage.
Sound is another important part of the game.
It's really interesting how quickly Wargaming brushed over that. Look how much of their video is dedicated to all of these other aspects and how quickly they just put that in. Maybe this is me being cynical, but I think that they know that this is going to be a very controversial feature. And it will definitely lower the entry point to being good at World of Tanks, but undoubtedly as well, it is going to massively reduce, in my opinion, the importance of armor, and is going to be a massive nerf to experienced players who knew about these weak points already.
It deepens immersion and provides additional information about what's happening around you. We've diversified our audio using real tank sounds. With new engine and track effects, vehicles now sound different.
Interesting.
And more importantly, realistic. All the audio was recorded using...
I like the idea of realistic, but also sometimes real isn't actually fun. You know what I mean? I mean, let's say I'm playing Red Dead Redemption. I don't need to be able to hear like all of the little nuances. I don't need to get tired where I'm running from one place to another, okay? That's not what I want. So I'm going to wait and take a look to see what it's like. I hope it'll be great, though.
Real combat vehicles at the Tank Museum in Bovington.
This is definitely a big win for all of the players out there who want the game to sound as like real tanks as possible.
Tank collisions now sound richer and more believable. While destruction sounds vary depending on object size and materials.
Can we all just come together to agree that if there's one department at Wargaming that is kick-ass, it's the sound department? They make great music. They make great immersion. I've never ever really thought about saying a bad thing to Wargaming's sound department. So you know what, sound department? You get a pass on this. Whatever you think is right, you do it. Because I trust you. I'll trust you with the keys to my house, Wargaming's sound department. So if you guys think this is a good idea, go for it. Let's do it.
Update 2.0 brings random events to 4 more maps.
4 more maps. Okay, well, previously I would have said, okay, goodbye to Assault on Redshire, but Wargaming seems to have changed that a little bit. It'll still be very interesting to know what Wargaming's plans are for Assault on Redshire. We've got a Paris event, an Ensk event, and we've got a Fjords event. Let's see what they are.
Fjords now has a bunker with a passage.
Huh.
And an airstrike opens its doors to everyone.
Wow. Where does it go? So it basically just bypasses the corner camp. I think that corner camp was quite an important static part of the map. But okay, it just looks like people are going to get flanked to hell. But again, with the random events, they don't happen all that often. There's like, I'd say about half the time. So I wonder if everybody's going to go there and just wait for the event to happen. And if it doesn't happen, then it's going to be down to the mediums and the tank destroyers to get it done.
Ensk region features periodically passing trains that create dynamic cover for moving forward or changing position.
Interesting, but I think it's going to be pretty irrelevant, in all honesty. I think that what Wargaming did to Ensk was a travesty. I think they took one of the best maps in the game for like just all-in action gameplay from the beginning. And I feel like Ensk region is now just another generic map inside the game. They've already tried trains on the, is it Pilsane map? And the trains are just irrelevant on the Pilsane map, in my opinion. So I think these trains are going to be irrelevant as well.
On Redshire, a downed airship can crash at any moment. Its wreckage forms a chain of cover between the center and the castle.
Really? So they just want the whole purpose of Redshire, which is kind of like scouting and opportunistic gameplay, to just be irrelevant? I think there will still be enough opportunities to snipe from the very edges of the map, but this will definitely prevent that kind of like kill zone in the middle. It will reduce the importance of controlling the castle. It will reduce the importance of getting vision. But whatever. If they want to try and speed the game up like that, fine.
And in the southern part of Paris, the bridge was spoiling the entire view from the window. So its debris creates new cover for aggressive play, and even ramps to reach higher ground.
The ramps to reach higher ground is interesting. Maybe this is a controversial opinion, but I thought Paris, the south, was actually quite an interesting fight. For me personally, I think the south of Paris was pretty good. And honestly, one of the best changes that Wargaming made was the north of Paris now feels like it's way more progressive. I personally have nothing against the Paris map. When I get on it now, I have no problem with Paris. I'm quite worried about how this random event will change the meta of the south. But again, I'm just going to have to play it to see what it's all like. I like the idea of being able to go up, but I thought that Paris is quite interesting with the corners. I thought it was actually a fairly balanced map as well.
You'll have more opportunities to close in and crush some armor.
It's really interesting to me how Wargaming tried to communicate these aspects. It's as if they want to try and change some of the most iconic features, or should I say locations, on important maps. But they're always thinking like, it's going to be better, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be bolder, there's going to have explosions, it's going to have this or that. It's just... They're not really random events, are they, when they're set pieces where everything happens exactly the same? And as somebody who's been playing the random events throughout the whole of this year now, they don't massively detract from the gameplay, but it is a case of you kind of sometimes just wait for them, or you wait for a random event to happen. Again, I'll wait to see what it's going to be like before I have a final opinion. This gets like neither a positive nor a negative for me.
Tier 11, the rebalance and matchmaker, the improved interface, personal missions, and much more. All this is our new era. This is World of Tanks 2.0. Tanks.
Wow.
2.0.
Well, ladies and gents, boys and girls, let's be honest. For everyone who thought the World of Tanks was going to close in 2025, sorry to disappoint you all. Look, there are some controversial things about this update. There are undoubtedly controversial things about this update. There is no doubt. I'm looking at you, Flashlight. But this has got to be this has to be the biggest update, apart from the physics update, in my opinion, for World of Tanks history. They're changing so much about the game. Now, whether it's going to be good for the game or whether it's going to be bad for the game, that's going to be down to your preference as a player. A lot of people will look at this and they'll think, Tier 11? Oh my gosh, all of my Tier 10s are now irrelevant. Wargaming has to answer some big questions about what their plans are for the future of the, should we say, top-tier competitive gameplay. Will Tier 11 eventually be the top-tier competitive gameplay? I do expect so. I think they'll probably eventually shift, but I very much doubt that they're going to shift quickly. Because it would be ridiculous, for example, if the next season of Maneuvers, if it's going to happen in October, that, or September, like they do every year, if it's going to suddenly be all tier 11 and everyone's only got 16 vehicles, and it's going to be like the sweatiest of players to actually have the vehicles to then have them unlocked to be able to then get it done. You know, I very much doubt that they will do that. I think that they'll probably just keep adding tier 11s. They all seem to have unique mechanics. They all seem to be pretty funky. Wargaming are clearly not out of ideas. So I guess it just comes down to you as an individual player. Does this add to the game for you, or will this detract from the game for you? For me personally, it's a hard one. I'm say about 70% very positive about 2.0, and I'm about 30% negative. Because let's be honest, one of the most important things in World of Tanks was how iconic the tier 10 tanks were, right? You think IS-7, you think about the Mouse, you think about the E-100, you think about the Leopard. And let's think about all of those vehicles. So the IS-7, it's just basically becoming tier 11 and it's going to be better at ramming. The Mouse looks like it's the Rattenfalte, or whatever the hell it was called. It looks like it's basically going to be a mouse with also the ability to fire its double gun. But will they allow the mouse to fire its gun as well? That's an interesting question. Will they allow all of the other vehicles with mini turrets in the game to be able to fire their guns? And the Leopard is basically just going to be, looks like a bigger Leopard. They didn't show what the mechanics of the Leopard was going to be, as far as I can remember. So it's very interesting for me, because there's absolutely no shadow of a doubt that this is an evolution of the game, and it does take a step forwards for the game. But undoubtedly as well, World of Tanks 1.0 and all the versions before 2.0, they are gone, kind of, because you're still going to be able to play them, and your tier 10 tanks will still be able to play in the random queue, and you're still going to be able to enjoy all of them, but they're not going to be top tier anymore. And their time might be numbered about whether they are going to still be like the ones that you want to have to be able to also partake in Wargaming's most competitive events. All in all, World of Tanks 2.0, I think it's a big step for the game, and I think it's 70% a big step forward, maybe even 80% a big step forward. For a lot of people, World of Tanks was either running out of content, they had to recycle events, they had to do all of these things to just try and beg you to keep playing. Grind this, grind that, do this, do that. This does feel as if it's a lot of content for you to actually go and play and enjoy in the random queue. So I think this will be big for World of Tanks. If you're a player who's quit the game, does this change the game completely? No. I think Wargaming will probably still their cripplingly aggressive predatory monetization from this year. Some people will say, oh, but look at what it's paid for. It's paid for tier 11 tanks. It's paid for World of Tanks 2.0. I personally wouldn't say that. I think that it's probably paying for Wargaming's other failing projects. But if you're someone who got bored in World of Tanks because there wasn't enough to do, this looks pretty cool. And if you're somebody who really enjoys funky vehicles that are different inside World of Tanks, yeah, this looks like every single tier 11 that Wargaming want to add is going to be special within its own way. And considering there are going to be 16 tier 11s that come in September, this is a lot of content, guys. So it looks like World of Tanks 2.0 could be a very big thing. But final word. It's going to be down to you as an individual as to what you think that your enjoyment of the game is going to be. Is it collecting vehicles where you've got a whole host of new vehicles to collect? Is it because you want to have absolutely, utterly the biggest, most powerful version of a tank? These are clearly the biggest and most powerful versions of the tanks down their tech tree. That is without a shadow of a doubt. But we are now stepping away from a beautiful period of World of Tanks that we enjoyed for 15 years, where tier 10 was the top of the tree, and probably those classic late World War II to kind of like Cold War tanks are clearly being etched out by fantasy vehicles or let's just say, ambitious blueprints. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that was my look at World of Tanks 2.0 coming on September the 3rd for the European server. Really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And let me know what you think about everything in the comments down below. This has been a big boy. I'm really looking forward to seeing the comments on this one. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.